going on, guys? It is currently Saturday, November 1st. We had a terrible week again. Friday we had honestly a pretty good loss. Monday and Wednesday, what happened Monday and Wednesday? We didn't take a trade those days, and then the other days I took losses. Man, we haven't had the best price action for the strategy, but you know, like I said again and again, sometimes you just gotta stay off the market. I did the right thing on Monday and Wednesday to stay off, but man, I got stopped out on Friday for my loss, and then I just ended up just not taking anything else after because I just wanted to follow my rules. And then another setup presented itself a little bit after, but I think Friday's loss was pretty, honestly, like, not too shabby. But we'll get into the trade recap in a little bit. I got a lot of things to do today. I got a shower. I just ran right now. I'm tired. I gotta go shower, gotta go eat, and I gotta go to record this trade recap. I'll see y'all in a minute. Alright, what's going on, guys? Today, I believe it is week 8 or 9. So this week, we did pretty bad, I ain't gonna lie. One of the days could have been a preventable mistake. I think Friday was honestly a solid loss. But market has just been pumping. We've been pumping. Had a good retracement during the week. Then now we're just kind of in this range. But Monday, I'm tripping. I did take a trade, but it was a break even. It was honestly not that bad. It was a continuation trade just off a simple 5-minute confluence. It was just a 1-to-1. It was a 1-to-1. Oh shoot. We had a 5-minute right here. Tapped into it. I was waiting for the highest time frame inversion. I believe I took it off a 1 minute, if I'm not mistaken, or a 2 minute. The entry was around right here. I got break even on the trade, and then it hit my TP. It would have hit TP later, but got break even on the trade. And then at this point, I was just kind of like getting off the charge. We're just kind of slowly going up. So honestly, I was fine on taking nothing else on the day. Tuesday, we had a loss, I believe. Let me check. Yes, we did. Indeed, we did. On this day, I was really bullish, obviously. Honestly, I was being stupid. I should have just honestly waited for lower levels to get hit if I was going to take anything. I was being impatient, and I wanted to take a trade and take a long. Believe at this point, we didn't have an SMT. We did have an SMT with these, this level right here, but that was honestly enough. Honestly, I shouldn't have taken a trade. I took it off a 3-minute confluence, but I should have just not stayed off the charts at this point, just because we kept chopping. Like, price action was not really giving us anything for a while. Like, if you go right here on the 3-minute, we're chopping. We tapped into this 3-minute. We had a good rejection, and I just took the trade. And honestly, I should have just waited for a higher time frame confluence, like a 5-minute. Even if I did take something later, maybe could have gone break even on it. That would have been a lot better. Could have saved capital. Price action hasn't been the best, but like I've always said, it's our fault. Don't ever blame yourself, because sometimes you're gonna do the right thing and follow the rules. Everything played out, but a lot of times most of the times you gotta look back, take a step back, look at yourself. What have you been doing wrong? And yeah, just being on a losing streak definitely sucks. And a lot of times you just want to get out of it, and you take dumb things in the process of it. Dang, that wind is blessed, or the air is blessing. But yeah, Wednesday, I believe it was also the last no trade day. I did lose Thursday and Friday. What did I take Wednesday? Or no trade day. I did want to take longs, obviously. We also did have FOMC, so that's probably some of the reason why we did chop. We were chopping a lot. We were just kind of sloppy price action. We did go down. How many points did we go down from this range? It was a good amount of points, but honestly, nothing that I really liked too much. I didn't really want to take shorts just because I was looking for longs, and then by then maybe we could have found a long in these levels. I was already off the charts, and I was getting ready for work, so that was that. Marked out all-time highs during Thursday. During this day, um, what was it? What was this Thursday? During Thursday, we took out these lows, previous day lows. Took out these lows too, and then at this point, I'm looking for a continuation to back to the upside. So we did have a 5 minute right here. We tapped and we went past this 5 minute. Nothing was giving me a good clean move to the upside. We tapped into this 5 minute, and I made the mistake of taking a 15 second. A lot of times these 15 seconds are good, but this one was kind of mid, just cause it was just taking a long time to make the move, and that was on me. If we really wanted to take this 15 second inversion, it should have been on the first dip. Like if we had a dip initially and we had a 15 second inversion out of this, boom, then we could have probably taken this just because that would have shown more momentum. But it's the fact that we kind of just swept again, and then we had this 15 second inversion so close to my break even. Could have played out, but it wasn't too bad. But next time I could have just honestly waited for something more confirmed, especially just because we're just gradually dipping lower and lower into this fair value gap, or yeah, this 5 minute fair value gap. So yeah, that's that. Let's see Thursday. Thursday, I believe we didn't have a 1 minute. No, yeah, we did have a 1 minute inversion later, but this is kind of scuffed just because we don't want to make the same mistake of just continuously taking a trade of just boom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes to have that 1 minute inversion instead of having a clean move, and then after that we kept chopping. Eventually, even if we wanted to break even right here, or if we broke even right here, we would have been stopped out for break even in general on this trade. So that trade would have been a no-go. Just price action hasn't been the cleanest, the best, but I mean, some people find trades, some people don't. But for me, should have just definitely this week should have been very minimized. A lot of the times you have it in your head you have to trade every day, Monday through Friday, make money every day. But honestly, it's better to take 2 trades in a week. Obviously, if there's somehow in all 5 days there was trades to be taken, they were all clean and A plus, and you hit, then good. A lot of times, potentially you can only have 2 or 3 good trades in a week. You're probably thinking man, I'm only gonna make so much money. Well, obviously trading is scalable, so at the same time, you can't really be focusing on that. You gotta focus on the long term. Maybe with your strategy in the beginning, you're only making $300, $400, $500 a day, and you think that's still a lot of money. Trading has kind of warped your brain into thinking $400 or $500 in a day isn't that much money, which kind of isn't, because you can get to really crazy levels with this. But you gotta just learn to just honestly. I mean, sometimes I've seen traders just don't take a trade from Monday through Thursday, and they take one trade on Friday and they bank on it heavy, and they're green on the week. It's better to do that than freaking take 4 trades and they're all losing, and then maybe you took one winning trade and you're down on the week. Bruh, I'd rather just take 1 or 2 solid, really good trades and bank on them. And oh shoot, my TV almost fell. Jeez. Okay, but yeah, that's that on Thursday. 15 second, man. That one's more iffy. This one, I wasn't too mad. We had a 1 amount remaining low. We had a 15. The lowest point I wanted to see price get to is this 5 minute. Marked out this 5 minute. Believe we had a 1 minute inversion out of this move, and oh shoot, look at that 1 minute. We had a 1 minute inversion. No, I remember it was a 30-second inversion. So you notice how I entered around this level, or it was a little higher. My break even point was so close, so I was just okay, I'm gonna break even as soon as we get past this point. As soon as we got to this point, we never went back, not until later. Started chopping. At this point, I was just man, we're probably honestly get stopped out. It might be one, because obviously no strategy is 100% win rate. So at this point, I was just alright, cool. We might get clapped on it. It happens. Nothing to really stress about. But yeah, we ended up getting, what was this? It was original. I mean, honestly, could have targeted for way less, but I was pretty confident just because we're at all-time highs. I'm very bullish when it comes to all-time highs. But we ended up sweeping out again. We had this 1 minute inversion, but by then I was already off. Or no, I wasn't off, but I already just used all my capital that I wanted to use on the day. So honestly, that's that. Um, make it a little brighter. But yeah. Um, what else? What else was I gonna say? What else did we? Yeah, we rejected. It's 15. I think we. Do we have a 1 hour? Yeah, we created a 1 hour later into that day, and then sometimes you can minimize your, you know, you can see, you can wait for like certain candles to close, and you see like, oh, we just made it 1 hour, and you could have like adjusted your stop loss if you're in longs. That's why we just the 1 hour closed around right here at 10, and then we also wanted to retest it back into that 1 hour. You took out this high, and you could have honestly just closed your position out in this level, just because it's not a certain. We created a 1 hour imbalance, stronger liquidity pull back to the downside. Yeah, that's that. Down pretty hefty on the new eval. I'll be honest, I'm down 1,000. Mm, yeah, because I lost 100 last week on it and lost 900 on it this week, or like 850, and then 150 last week. But it's all good. I mean, 2 winning days can send me back to break even on the account. But that's just if we can find anything this coming up week and stay disciplined. But I'll definitely see y'all next week and stay disciplined out there.